Well, welcome to this InterAcct software video demonstration. This is the 2014 version, and you're looking at a main menu here, of course. In this particular video, what we're going to do is look at a new feature which allows us to merge data from the InterAcct database directly into a Microsoft Word document. Now, we're going to show you a couple of examples of that. The first example is actually underneath the business names database. I won't bother. I'll search on corporate enterprises, COR, just to find them quickly. There's a contact name we've already got on our demonstration database, and you can see the name and address and phone number details. This one's a client. But this new facility of merging data between InterAcct and Microsoft Word doesn't just relate to clients. It could be clients or prospects or suppliers or subcontractors or whatever. Okay, there's a new menu option over here, and I'll just highlight it for you. Menu number 5, Letters via Microsoft Word. That's been added. This is a free software enhancement to all existing customers. It's part of the base InterAcct package, so you're not going to have to pay extra for this new facility. So I'll just select that. You can see a history of the letters that we've sent this particular company using this new facility. They're just test examples I've done. I'll call one up so you can see it. And this is what we key in over here to create a letter, which is just selecting the company, which we've already done, the contact name within that company, what address of that company we want to address it to, and who's signing off on the letter, in this case John Hibbin, the sales manager. Over on this side of the screen there's a mock-up of essentially what the Microsoft Word document might look like, but we don't have to look at mock-ups, we're just going to look at Microsoft Word. So menu number 1, as you can see, is this says create and print letter. So I'm just going to select that, go straight into Microsoft Word, and here is our letter. And I'll just move this cursor up. What it's done, it's brought in in this case InterAct's letterhead image and displayed at the top of the screen. It's also the phone numbers at the footer of the screen. It's brought in the date but converted it to a text date appropriate to a letter. Of course, it's brought in the name and address box and positioned that in from the margin so that if you did actually want to print this letter, it will fit into a window-faced envelope. The Dear Ken being the salutation is brought in and created as well. This word dear, you might have greetings or hello there or Merry Christmas. That's all user definable back inside the InterAcct system. Here it's got a heading which is optional, and it's got renew price structure, and right here is where you would actually type in the text that you want to type in. So this is where you can type in your text. You have just like a normal Microsoft Word document. You can edit any of this other information that's come from your database, so it's quite different to actually doing a InterAcct report where the report would actually fix the data. Here you can actually edit everything. Who's signing off on the letter right down at the bottom here, being John Hibbin. We've used a signature image file here just to show you that you can have a signature image. That employee's details coming in off the InterAcct database once again, and a document reference was actually the client's ID plus the document number automatically displayed if you want to save it under that. Alright, so that's one example that we're looking at here. We're back now into the InterAcct database. By the way, what has happened in this case, there's a follow-up date mentioned on the letter. That's updated the employee, in this case John Hibbins, the sales manager's diary of follow-ups, and it's also updated automatically. If I just go back one step, it's also updated the contact history file to say we sent them a letter on this particular date and what was the letter about. So that gets updated automatically. Alright, so if I show you quickly just to create a new letter, how easy it is and how quick it is, it doesn't require any real typing skill. So let me just go into add mode. I can use the big green plus button or the plus button on my keyboard, and now we're actually adding a new letter inside InterAcct at this point. So I'm just saying, it's asking me for the date input. I'm just going to press enter for today's date. It's brought up a list of contact names for this company. You can add new names if the one you want to send to isn't there, but just by clicking on that contacts button there. But let's just again select Kenneth. It's saying, do I wish to use the main postal address or some other address? If I say no there, it would allow us to look up any number of addresses for that client. Again, if you want to add an address on the fly to the database, that button allows you to do that. Okay, so I'll just go back to Y and say yes, we want to use the normal postal address. As you can see across the side here, if you've got your eye on that at the same time, it's mocking up what the Microsoft Word letter is going to actually look like. Now at the moment we're asking him to type in this heading here, which at the moment is blank, and let's just say new Chief Executive. Oops, so just a little typo there. Okay, and I'll just press enter on that field. You can see now it's back over in the letter. And next question is, who's actually sending the letter from within your organisation? Let's say it is John Hibben, the sales manager. And do we want to put in a follow-up date? We don't have to here, but let's just say we want to follow up on the 3rd of the 3rd, which is a Monday. And this is just allowing you to put in a standard follow-up comment. It keeps a diary of the comments you used in the past just to save a bit of typing time. But you can escape out of that pop-up and just say type in anything here. Okay, so now when I press enter, it's saved, and the next most logical thing to do, of course, is just go straight back into Microsoft Word, which I'll just do quickly again. And here, not surprisingly, new Chief Executive, is our letter. Alright, so it's just that simple. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the main menu. I'm back inside InterAcct, here we are, and I'm going to show you yet another application of this data merge with Microsoft Word. And it's, in this particular example, it's under the jobs database. Alright, so I'm just going to select the jobs database. I've only got one test database, I don't need to search on it, sorry, it's test job I should say. Here it is here, the job header, it's the job project name designed for dyes, and underneath this we've got a standalone quotation which is not related to an estimate but just a quote on its own if you like. Here's the quote, you can have any number of quotes relating to the one job. This is the main quote though, so let me just press enter to pull that one up. Here it is, here's our quotation, and by the way the quotation text was entered here, which is the free format text area. We entered also various line items. This is a line by line format. There's several different formats that your quote can come in. This is a very popular one. And each line, by the way, if I call up a line just so to show it to you, can have any number of, actually 5 lines of comment relating to it, but you can have any number of lines, a quantity, a rate per hour, and some extra consumables, etc. So that's a line item. You can have as many as you like. Now, this menu number 8 is the normal InterAcct report, which would print the quotation. It's one once it's printed that you can't edit. The only editing can be done inside the database. However, menu number 9 uses, once again, Microsoft Word as the basis for creating the report, but now everything's dragged into the Microsoft Word document. Once again, the letterhead, it's got quite a bright colour, all these colours and shapes you can choose to suit yourself. Box here for the address box. There's that quotation text. At this point, however, we can edit it though. We can add to it, we can delete it, change it around to suit. So if we've had standard text that we've cut and paste in there, we can now edit it very easy inside Word. All the spell checking that you may want to do inside Word is available to you, of course, as well. And here is a table that's been brought in our 2 line items with the text that we saw laid out in a table format. Again, you can edit it if you wanted to. And once you're there, you can of course save it as a PDF document, email it, do anything that you would normally be able to do with Microsoft Word. Alright, so this is using a quotation example, and here we are back inside InterAcct.